Crimewatch tonight, a Sri Lankan prostitute killed. And watch police as they go on an anti-crime raid.
Welcome to the first episode of Crimewatch for 2011. I'm DSP Julius Lim. Our very first story for the season is a major crime that happened around here, in Geylang, well known for its varied food stalls and colourful nightlife. On the 4th of September 2008, the body of a Sri Lankan prostitute was found dead in one of the hotels here. What made the crime gruesome was that she was naked, and worse, 7 months pregnant. Watch how police caught the killer in just 22 hours after the body was discovered.
Okay, bro. You clean the toilet, I make the bed.
Aiyo, that time I clean the toilet already. This time I make the bed lah.
Okay lah.
Ui. Hey, ready? Come here. Help me move the bed.
Just now you want to make the bed, but now you cannot even move it. Try again. I think there's something under the bed.
Sure.
You check.
I think it's a dead body.
The hotel immediately informed the authority of the shocking discovery.
It's a naked female body.
Officers calling ops room. Case confirmed. One female body announced dead by paramedic at 1205 hours. Over.
ASP Ang Leong Peng of the Special Investigation Section of CID was placed in charge of the investigation.
Chris, you go to the counter, check on the register book, see who's the last occupant, and also check on the CCTV. You go with Guru.
Yes, sir.
As quick and timely uncovering of clues and evidence were critical to solving any unnatural death cases, ASP Ang immediately organized his resources. I.O. Chrisley and S.I. Guru were directed to check the hotel records and go through the CCTV footage, whilst he and the rest of the team continued to inspect the body and look for evidence in the room.
These are the register. We have their names, their passport, or their work permit numbers.
Who was the last guest in the room?
Okay, let me check. Yes, this one, Mr. Sami. He signed in with his work permit, and then he checked out around 11 this morning.
Okay, let's take a look at the CCTV footage. Is that the man?
Yes, that's him.
Was the killer Sami the last person to use the room? Police had to locate him swiftly to find out more.
Who is it, Mr. Lim?
Yes, I'm Mr. Lee here.
Okay.
And within the hour, police traced Sami to his workplace, following a check with the Ministry of Manpower using his work permit details.
Mr. Sami.
Yes.
I'm S.I. Guru from CID. Were you at Geylang this morning?
Yes.
We need you to help with the murder investigation. Can you please come with us?
Yes, I used the hotel room with a girl. But she was alive when we left. We left together. I did not kill anyone.
A young Indian girl?
Yes, we left together. I did not kill her.
Armed with only information that Sami was the last guest to use the hotel room, the police weren't sure if he was involved in the crime. Nevertheless, it was S.I. Guru's job to find out as much as he could from Sami. Meanwhile, back at the hotel, ASP Ang and his men continued to search the room. Every corner and item in the room were not spared.
Yes, sir.
The victim was naked, and her clothes and personal belongings were nowhere to be found. Where could they be?
I think there are some things inside this opening.
The determination to uncover the truth paid off. The victim's clothes and belongings were uncovered in the bathroom, discreetly hidden. Inside the hole under the bathtub, police recovered clothing and personal effects belonging to the deceased. Amongst the property uncovered were a purple blouse, handbag, underclothing, a used prepaid phone card stub, and her passport.
The deceased is Tayagaraja Radhika Devi, 21 years old, from Sri Lanka.
With these new clues, ASP Ang and IO Chris went back to the hotel reception to find out more.
Hi. The name of victim is Devi. Can we have a look at the register book again?
Sure, no problem.
Combing through the register one more time, police found out that Devi had checked in using her name and passport.
She checked in at midnight, 2nd of September, about a day ago, not yesterday.
Okay. Can we have a look at your CCTV tapes and see what time she checked in?
Sure.
The CCTV footage around midnight of 2nd September 2008 were retrieved and immediately viewed.
That's her. The man in the beige cap. He seems to be with the victim.
She's calling someone.
However, the investigators noticed that the handphone was missing. There was a high chance the killer had stolen the handphone and could still be using the prepaid phone card.
There's just this small start. Send it for analysis. Find out if it belongs to the victim.
Yes, sir.
Just as the officers predicted, data search confirmed that the phone was indeed purchased by the deceased and it was still active. Calls were still being made.
This is interesting. She received 2 calls from this number. Let's find out who made the calls.
A further probe was immediately carried out, and it was revealed that the calls were from a Madhuri Jaya Chandra Reddy. Was he the man with the beige cap? Back at the hotel, HSA forensic pathologist Dr. George Paul was concurrently throwing more light on the investigations.
What struck me when I first observed the deceased's body partly sticking out of the divan was that she's a young person. I can't examine further. I think you'll have to take the body out.
So,
Dr. Paul started his examination after the deceased was removed from inside the divan and laid out on the floor.
is the abdomen swollen from decomposition?
She's in advanced state of pregnancy.
She was pregnant?
Yes, she was.
What else?
In the neck region, I see some suspicious marks which would suggest injuries to this region.
Any other injuries?
Well, considering that she has neck injuries, I don't see injuries elsewhere which are suggestive of a violent struggle or of violence. We did confirm the 7 months plus pregnancy, and along with this, it also supported the surmise that she probably was not in a position to put up any resistance.
Can you give us an estimate time of death?
Well, the body is starting to get quite discolored, and there is skin slippage at places, there's marbling, and even blistering at places. So taking all this into consideration, I should think that death must have been at least a day previous, if not more.
So she could have been dead for more than a day?
I should think so, yes.
Not this morning or last night?
Certainly not.
With the analysis from the forensic pathologist that the body had been dead for more than 24 hours, police were now certain that Sami, the man who last used the room, could not have been the killer. He had checked in at 2:35 a.m., just slightly over 9 hours before the body was found. There was no need for SI Guru to probe further with Sami.
Okay, Mr. Sami. Thank you for your cooperation. You may go now.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Sir, this is Madhuri Jaya Chandra Reddy, the last person who caught the deceased. We have his work permit number.
Reddy's name was added to the stop list at the various immigration checkpoints. This was to nab him should he try to leave the country.
Is this the person with the beige cap on the CCTV?
That's right. Our investigation showed that he had used the deceased phone card after the 2nd of September.
We have the address of his workplace.
All right, let's go.
Even though it was already 5 a.m. and the officers had been working non-stop since noon, they wasted no time and proceeded to Reddy's workplace. Through his work permit details, they found out that he worked for a shipbuilding company in Jurong and stayed at the foreign workers' dormitory in Amakeng. There were about 3,000 workers staying at the workers' dormitory. They could not be certain if he was in the dormitory or still out. They sought help from the security guard.
Hi, I'm ASP Ang from CID. We are looking for this man.
As it was in the wee hours of the morning, the manager who had the list of where each worker stayed was not available. ASP Ang had to do the next best thing.
In that case, can you deactivate his access pass? We have his details.
Okay, no problem. That I can do.
Police instructed the guard to detain the man and notify them the moment the card was used. Meanwhile, they returned to wait overnight at a nearby car park. After the break, the prostitute killer caught. The next morning, as the workers were filing out for work, one of the workers had trouble with his access card.
Come.
My card's not working.
Okay, no problem. Come to office. I'll check. Hello, police? Yes, the man has just used his card.
Good. Delay him. We're on our way. Guys, let's go.
What caught ASP Ang's attention was the cap that he was wearing. It was the same beige cap that was in the CCTV.
Are you Madhu ready?
Yes.
You are from the CID. We are investigating a case of murder. Do you have any handphones?
Yes.
Can you empty your pockets? Does this phone belong to you?
No, I never it.
You mean you stole it?
Yes.
Where?
Geylang.
Okay, I'm placing under arrest. Arrest him.
Through meticulous non-stop investigation and teamwork, police arrested the suspect within 22 hours from the time the discovery of the body was reported. Amongst Reddy's personal belongings was Devi's phone. The police had also recovered some jewelry from his sleeping quarters.
You say you stole this phone?
Yes.
And this jewelry?
Yes, I stole them too.
Who do you steal them from?
Devi.
Were you at Diamond Hotel in Geylang on the 2nd of September 2008?
Yes. Who are you with? With the Indian prostitute.
What's her name?
Devi.
Madhu Reddy, we are investigating into a case of murder at Diamond Hotel at Lorong 18 Geylang on the 2nd of September. What do you have to say?
Yes. I strangled her. She died.
So you admit you killed her?
Yes.
During the questioning, Reddy made no attempt to deny or cover up his crime.
She was the one first contacted me.
Sometime in August 2008, Reddy began receiving phone calls from Devi asking him if he was going to visit Geylang.
You come Geylang 18 tonight?
Yeah, not today. Maybe I'll call you later sometime.
Meet me? Sure have good time.
Okay.
It wasn't until several weeks later in early September that Reddy returned her calls and said he would be going down to Geylang.
Hello, Devi.
Yeah?
This is Reddy. Are you free today?
Yeah. When you come, call me, okay? I wear purple blouse. Okay.
Reddy met Devi outside the hotel in Geylang.
4 hours, 150. Plus room, 40.
Sorry, too much. And I also pay for room. Sorry, no.
Okay. I pay for room. Okay? You pay 40 for room, I charge you 40 less. Okay?
Who's registering?
I register.
Passport or work permit?
Passport.
The couple had sex twice that night. At about 2 a.m., Reddy demanded that she provide her services a third time.
One more time.
Can, but you have to pay some more.
How can I pay more money? I'll book you till 4 o'clock.
Sorry, 2 times. I have to pay agent.
No, I won't pay till 4 o'clock.
If you don't pay, I call agent. He sent his man. Come. Pay. I call agent now.
When she attempted to make the call, Reddy grabbed her phone.
Give me phone. Give me phone.
Get up.
Give me phone.
Realizing she was dead, he then decided to hide the body. Reddy tried to hide the body inside the divan. He noticed that there was a black cloth beneath it and decided to tear it apart to allow more space. He then stuffed the body inside the divan and rearranged everything neatly in the room. Reddy roamed the streets for about 10 minutes before returning to his room. On returning, Reddy noticed Debbie's clothing and immediately tried to get rid of them. After removing 2 gold bangles and a gold chain from her handbag, he found a small hole beneath the bathtub and hid the clothing inside. He then left the room again, this time to look for another sex worker.
How much?
50?
Okay. I have room. Come.
Yes.
I already have room. I want to extend 1 hour.
Okay. Under Miss Debbie?
Yeah.
$10. Thank you.
Reddy extended his stay by an hour and had sex with another woman while Devi lay dead in the divan under the bed. Madhuri Jayachandra Reddy was eventually found guilty of culpable homicide, not amounting to murder, and sentenced to 17 years imprisonment and 12 strokes of the cane. Coming up, police anti-vice raid.
Each land division of the Singapore Police Force has a crime control unit, or CCU, to tackle a broad array of offences including vice, gambling, theft, and serial crimes. The CCU also works closely with other home team departments like CMB, ICA, and SCDF to organise joint operations such as anti-crime raids. What we're about to show you is documentary footage taken from a major raid conducted by the CCU of the Land Division in November last year. It gives a glimpse of the challenges faced by police officers and the strong coordination needed to ensure successful operations on the ground.
More than 80 officers were involved in this major operation. They were first briefed on the mission of the operations, execution, and safety. And immediately after, the men sprung into action. A total of 21 hotels were raided.
Police. Singapore. Police. Julio apa bantu? Thank you.
第一次吗？
第一次来新加坡。
新加坡啦，在新加坡啦。
Step by step, officers verified identities and relationships.
没有，我真的没有收他钱。
这是有多少呀？是，我是瑞金的。朋友介绍我的。
这是他送我的，我怎么这样子偷嘞？
再来，万出去啦！
一个人体验的啥？
7807.
Talking.
This is my girlfriend. My wife doesn't know. Okay.
First time. How much you pay?
They also searched the premises for evidence of vice and other illegal activities. Condoms, transaction record books, handphones and other related items were evidence of prostitution.
What? Hotel also can bring the knife.
And when guests refused to cooperate, some force had to be used for officers to gain access. It was a successful 16-hour operation. A total of 50 people were arrested for various offenses relating to vice, drugs, gambling, and immigration.
The police takes a stern stand against hotel licensees who allow illegal activities such as vice to be carried out in their premises. Under the hotel's licensing regulations, no licensee of a hotel shall permit any person whom he knows or has reason to believe is a prostitute to occupy a room in the hotel or to frequent the premises. A licensee who is convicted for failing to comply with this provision is liable to a fine not exceeding $1,000 and for a second or subsequent conviction to a fine not exceeding $2,000. In addition, the court may cancel or suspend any certificate of registration and may cancel any license granted under the Act. On the 10th of November last year, budget hotel licensee 53-year-old Xia Chen Long became the first offender to lose his hotel license. He was found guilty of allowing prostitutes to operate from his hotel in Little India. Police will not hesitate to take action against hotel licensees who continue to flout the law. If you run a hotel, here's what you have to do. Register all guests and visitors.
We need 3 rooms for 2 weeks.
Turn away groups of foreign women if they are asking to block book rooms.
Hello.
Check couples' documents to verify their relationships. And all social visit pass holders should be charged full and not discounted rates. We've come to the end of the first episode of Crimewatch for 2011. If you have any query or feedback, do drop us an email. Until next month, I'm DSP Julius Lim, signing off.